Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Summit 5 American semifinals. We're here in the qualifiers. It's going to be Team InFamous facing off against Kingdom, best of three. MotPax, how are you doing? You're a co-caster on Lyrical Dota. How you feeling?
Oh, once again, back for a little bit more some NA action. Right away, we're getting rid of that nasty old Alchemist. He's been really a pest lately, I find. Sometimes he gets fifth picked, you don't have anyone who can deal with him, and you just lose. It's awful. And then the IO as well, another hero that's sometimes picked up by certain teams. Kingdom Dota is someone who certainly likes to bring it out pretty often.
Absolutely. And, real quickly for everybody that's wanting to know, there are the two subs that are in here that might end up being more than subs. We're not exactly sure what their place is on the teams, but it's going to be Matthew standing in from Lucchini for InFamous, and then Pandango standing in from the old E-Hug on the side of Kingdom. And, of course, replacing Ja and Z-Talk, I believe. Oh, not Z-Talk. Who was the other one that they're replacing on InFamous? It might have been second. They also have Kenji right now, which I think is also a stand-in. Interesting. So a lot of changes going on. I'll do a little bit of research while we listen to MotPax's wonderful tones as well. But the Earth Spirit also, I mean, even though he got the nerfs, he's still getting banned all over the place.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because Kataro's not here, but he should be. Maybe that actually is him. I don't know if he's on a Smurf or anything along those lines, but yeah, no Earth Spirit this game. Another big one for Kingdom Dota, one that they love to whip out all the time too, putting some pressure on that mid lane.
Interesting. It actually looks like, if I'm not mistaken, then Katarayama is not playing with their team right now. I don't think. And he was just playing with them in the last series, if I'm not mistaken, as well. I'm looking back through the sets here, and it looks like he was not playing with them, so they had to pull Kenji in from somewhere else. I could be wrong about that, but that's how I'm reading this.
There's a lot of bug tickets right now, so it's very possible that they've been playing a lot of games. Their Summit games don't even show up because they weren't properly ticketed with team names, because there was a bug from Valve's side where you couldn't actually put the team on. So it's very possible we're missing 6 or 7 games if you're checking out recent.
Well, yeah, and that's
profile matches and stuff.
That's why Kingdom also isn't tagged up right now. They couldn't use their tickets. So a lot of changes going on. Of course, with the Battle Pass being released, it made a lot of those things different. But seeing the Beastmaster first pick, no real surprise there. But then going back for the Winter Wyvern Doom. So pretty immediate answers from the side of Kingdom.
Yeah, I know one thing that they've been playing a lot lately is also that Axe, who kind of comes to mind when you start seeing, similar to the Winter Wyvern versus Beastmaster or anyone with some summons, you're looking at more calls, better blink targets and everything along those lines. But I don't know if they run the Axe and the Doom together. As far as I know, they haven't done that yet, but being Dire's side, if you wanted to get a little bit greedier and throw that Doom into the jungle, you certainly could. And go back for something maybe the Winter Wyvern plus Axe or something in the off lane.
Well, and at least for now, it looks like they're going to go back for the Bounty Hunter then. Actually, I really like this play from InFamous here. Bang, I've been pretty impressed with his drafts recently. They don't just pick because when you think back to the old unknown team unknown, they basically just ran the Huskar. They ran the one strat that they were going to do, and then whenever that didn't work, it was all right, well, let's try it again and hope it works this time, sort of. Whereas I've been seeing Bang's draft more recently being dynamic based upon what he's seen the enemies pick. And if you think about the way that Bounty Hunter has tended to get punished in the past, it's been off the back of really aggressive trying to push and take tower lineups, and with seeing Team Kingdom go for a very defensive style right here at the start with the Winter Wyvern hero being picked in response to the Beastmaster, this might be able to go unpunished, and Bounty Hunter could sort of really do well in this dynamic.
Yeah, it's also nice if you're a little bit worried about being Dire side and then potentially pulling out something like that Doom heading to the jungle. Of course, nothing better against that than a Bounty Hunter himself. Not exactly his big counter pick role these days, mostly just valued for his track, but of course that's what first brought him back in, right? All the Chens and everything along those lines, and everyone's like, oh, you know what? Oh, Bounty Gold's kind of OP, guys. He's not just good at shutting down junglers.
Well, let's see. Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. Sorry, I got distracted. There's people messaging me. I'm going crazy. I think we heard that this is actually not going to be Kataro, so a little bit strange because I think that he also just played a game with Infamous against Dragneel, and they ended up losing that, and now he's not playing with their teams. Anyways, a little bit of maybe developing story. We'll see. But the Invoker is also going to be banned, as well as that Dragon Knight and the Life Stealer, as well as the Darkseer now. So a lot of those mid-player heroes taken out of the pool. I always love what a Darkseer can bring as far as comeback mechanics and being able to hit like a big vacuum. It's just the dream. We saw that the other day as well, coming out from Enemy GG with Sovereign playing a really great one.
Yeah, and Doom is kind of that new Darkseer partner, I should say, that are like fantastic together. It used to be Night Stalker, Spirit Breaker, Earth Spirit a lot of the time, but now you get this like dual dire side off lane of Darkseer and Doom, and you're just like running at them. You can imagine, right? Scorched Earth combined up with the Ion Shell, and it does look like Infamous read it correctly. It will be that position for Doom, and they'll be grabbing themselves the Nature's Prophet, so maybe a little bit of a 6.86 global stuff coming out potentially. You know, you never know. A little bit of Zeus, a little bit of Spectre. You never know where they're gonna go.
What is it? The QO style, the MVP type of draft that they could potentially run. I love to see Nature's Prophet, and always there with the sort of split push potential and being able to push out those creep waves, find a quick kill too. It's so great to be able to see that, and I think that the hero hasn't really fallen off that much. It's mainly just been that these other heroes have rose to be that much more effective in terms of what Beastmaster brings to the table, and thinking about some of those other guys. But Witch Doctor is going to be what Infamous take for themselves, so trying to shore up their lanes a little bit more. I did also get word from our resident NA guy, Grant, let me know that Pandango is trying out for the Team Kingdom, so and he's also drafting for them, interestingly enough.
Yeah, I had heard that he was on. Well, I thought I'd heard that he was actually on the squad, but Trios, same same kind of deal going on at least for now. But I like it. Pandago, recently coaching. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I want to say was it DC? He was coaching the first iteration, and then Buryu became the coach. I think. Either way, he's doing a little bit of that work. So he's been hanging around. Yeah, he's been gone ever since the E-Hug days, but he's been kind of here and there on a couple little squads doing his part.
I mean, they could like make a soap opera about NA Dota. I feel like it's just sort of the
Grant would be the head writer and researcher and director, and he'd also play a bit role.
Yeah, yeah, a reoccurring character. That'd be great.
He kind of be like the Kramer.
Oh my god!
Comes in, but instead of just being like stumbling through the door, it's like a drunken rage. Except instead of being drunk, it's Dr. Pepper. It's good.
It's good stuff. I like it.
I'm digging this vision right now.
They've got a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Beastmaster, Bounty Hunter, got Nature's Prophet. I would be a little bit worried about Infamous getting something really slippery, like a Storm Spirit or like an Ember Spirit here, and using all that vision from the Bounty and the Beastmaster, not only for like really sick ganks, but all kinds of side lane farming. And so the puck pickup, fantastic way to try and counter that. A lot of control coming out of the mid lane. We talked yesterday a lot of times about Nature's Prophet plus puck, just because Nature's Prophet is damage, doesn't offer a lot of control out of that off lane that you're typically looking for. So puck kind of gives you a good balance of both damage and control out of that mid lane for you. And this makes it a little bit tougher to go for like an Ember or a Storm Spirit.
Well, and you mentioned also the potential to have the bit of the global strats coming out from Kingdom. This might be a nice place to potentially try and throw a Spectre in there as well if they're able to get it with the last pick, but potentially a very obvious ban as well if Infamous want to take it out of their pool. I feel like that would be really strong with the puck there, the Doom, the Nature's Prophet. It's just like all kinds of synergy.
Yeah, potentially more Storm Spirit as well for them. Like we talked about Zizzy picking that as well. And right now it's only Roar. Like if it was a Lion instead of a Witch Doctor, I'd be more concerned. Also making this puck pick quite a bit better. But it's pretty... Well, actually Ember's better than Storm in these situations because you can Remnant away from Roar, but you can't really bolt away from Roar. You'll usually get caught because of the little wind-up animation for Storm Spirit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It'd be nice if they were able to take that off. It'd probably become just ridiculously broken. But Infamous are going to take Spectre for themselves. So a little bit of the counter synergy. I do like the idea now of being able to go into that Storm if they wanted to take that themselves, or the Ember that you were talking about. The only thing that I would say about the Ember is maybe going late game against the Spectre. It's a little bit too scary. I haven't seen too many of the Spectre builds, but I imagine that you could go like Spectre into a Abyssal a little bit more easily than you could previously, just because of that Vanguard buildup that could be there. And if you do manage to find that Ember a bit alone, it suddenly takes away that slipperiness of the hero.
Yeah, and Spectre should have a really nice opening game here. I'm kind of seeing like maybe a Queen of Pain mid for InFamous, something along those lines, where they're just going to have this really potent 4 heroes that can kind of roam around the map and create a lot of space for the Spectre. Previously, back in the Major, they did a really similar draft where it was the same kind of a lineup. It was just a Beastmaster was replaced by a Darkseer, but they actually went with the TA in the mid to kind of create that space for the hard carry. I'm not sure if that would be good enough here. It would be a nice counter up against the Puck if they feel like it's worth it in that case, just for like the laning matchup.
I do like that idea. I'm looking now at this ban and what they might want to take out of the pool. It also depends a lot on where they're trying to go with this last pick for the mid lane. I mean, do you need to make space now for the Spectre, or can you kind of get away with the Spectre possibly having a Vanguard and staying slightly more survivable? Do you think? Oh my God! Oh, of course. I mean, it's not Van, but it's still a Tinker.
It'll do. we can go with that, I suppose. And the last pick, Slark. Okay.
Something's going on with my Dota 2 sound right now. Also, are you having like
really?
no in-game sounds from the people talking occasionally?
Oh yeah, like the heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been doing that for like a patch I found. Like sometimes the picks and the bans just don't do anything.
All right, well, hopefully we'll have some in-game sound for everybody. Very excited about this game and to see what ends up happening. Oh God, I've got the bug. I can't click on the mini map. All right, guys, we're gonna try and restart Dota real quickly, and hopefully this doesn't just break everything. But yeah, how are you feeling about these picks coming in? Are you particularly favoring one side over the other, given what we've seen so far? I mean, Tinker and the Spectre, it's a lot of late game possibilities against that Slark that they've got.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to discredit a draft that picks Tinker 5th, because generally that means like they had the last pick, they saw what they liked in terms of like in the overall Tinker game. Like, if their opinion says they can get away with it, then I'm generally going to trust that. In terms of counters, like maybe the Shadowblade Doom is the big thing now. Like Veil Shadowblade seems to be the way people are going, still with like the Tranquils, the casual Buckler, but he might be able to try and catch with the Tinker. Of course, very slippery, very hard to deal with. And then the Puck and the Nature's Prophet, if you can eventually get into something like that Blink Hex that's much later on, it'll be basically all Puck trying to deal with them. I can see how it's a good pick, and they don't have any heroes to like roam mid and like punish him early, really. Maybe some TPs from the Prophet.
That's definitely one of the ways that they could try and make it happen, is you get a nice rotation in from there. And the Doom is position 4. Okay, I don't know what's going on exactly, but people are a little bit upset about the situation. Also, oh my God, what am I supposed to do in this situation? I'm the admin here.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay, I guess it's just Dota.
I'm also going to restart.
I'm looking at this right now. Have you seen Slark relative to Doom, how big their models are? Like, it's absurd. It reminds me of Vegeta and that one bald guy from when they're on the Namek saga in Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I wasn't. I didn't have cable.
Oh, no.
I was a country kid.
All right.
Up in Canada land.
Wasn't
a Dragon Ball kid.
Okay, no problem.
Apologies, Twitch chat. I know.
No. Well, this has been an odyssey of of all chat coming out from this. I can't believe it. NA Dota.
Not an NA Dota. Don't
No?
tell me such things. Can't be. Couldn't be. All right, I have a permanent. Oh, it went away. Okay, I had like glowing heroes for a while there. What is this Prophet set? Jeez. He is spooky. Is that new?
It might be. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a headdress going on. He's looking pretty awesome. I love the scythe thing that he's got there, the weapon. It's always really cool looking to me. And you can sort of fake out your opponents as well. I think he got scythe minute 1. That's good stuff.
Makes sense. Pay to win.
Definitely. Well, here we go. InFamous facing off against Kingdom Dota. I'm pretty excited about this one. It's the semifinals for the American qualifiers, and the teams obviously knowing each other pretty well. They're going to be able to start off with a nice little bit of CS. Witch Doctor takes that one away from the Spectre because you got to be able to get those wards up. But as far as level 1 engagements go, I feel like this should be a relatively free rune for 747 here on the puck. What do you think about the matchup of the Tinker versus the puck mid? Like, are we going to be able to see them just completely left alone, or do you think we're going to be having some rotations?
I would probably say rotations, right? You're imagining they're going to try and put as much pressure on Kenji as they can. You can very much assume the bounty hunter wants to take some part. Oh, he actually got it. Oh, that is the worst.
And then one little right click for his trouble. Nicely done.
Yeah, because you think about the currently Tinkers, they don't tend to get that many points in the marches early. They just like the general rockets, the lasers, get a couple kills early on to then snowball, like into your boots of travels, and then from there start farming around the map with like your 1 or 2 points in march that you might have gathered. But Puck can just avoid the rockets, and then you have to be baiting at the phase shifts. It's all about the jukes, right?
Yeah.
It's a very skill-based matchup, I'd say. But in some ways, it's very similar to like Alchemist, where there's just poison or March of the Machines, and there's nothing you can do against it with phase shift.
I will say that, that it feels like this could be a bit of an unfair situation. Kingdom actually, wow, 747 just goes down in the mid lane. Dang, that is really difficult, and Matthew making it happen. As far as the matchup of Bang versus the neutrals, it's going to go pretty well at least, but man, this is a rough start already.
Yeah, really underestimating, I guess, just the total damage output of that early Tinker. I'm not sure how that really went down there. Just lasered him and dead. That pure damage, man. Well, everywhere else, no shock here. Bang, already off to the jungle. Not going to try and tank over the Slack. We all know how fast he farms on that Radiant side anyway, so why even bother? Matthew making his rotation to the bottom. That nerf to the slow. He's still only... Oh, no, he's got the level 2 point now, so... See if this 15% Janata will be enough here.
Oh,
they got plenty of tangos.
Going to be able to make that connect, and they end up being able to throw out the Maledict as well. Jenkins getting right-click down, and they also do have that Desolate damage that's going to go through. Matthew should be able to survive through this. He goes into Invis form, and yeah, he's good to go. Just walks on through and is away from there. Man, InFamous doing a lot early.
Yeah, and especially because Bounty Hunter lately, in a lot of pro matches, just not having lost success. Just so many people are used to him. We're seeing the double sentries come out mid a lot of the time, and it can be hard for him to get these early kills, but Matthew's killing it right now. And top rune's going to go to Kenji. Oh, he actually did get it from Jenkins. Nicely played.
That was really good. 747 is still here, though, and they're going to bring in a couple more heroes. They kill off the puck again!
Oh, the uphill misses.
Might be able to go into Jenkins as well if they want to. I mean, he's going to have a laser again in a second. Might be able to survive through it. Tango's up. Is going to be able to survive. No, he ends up going down, but Bounty Hunter finds the kill on the Nature's Prophet. Oh, my God. That was really well done.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't go for the deny play. Tried to go for like tangos in the trees or something. They were so close, but in the end, still worth it. So 323 for that Bounty Hunter. Man, what a great start for Matthew. And there goes the sentry. And the ward. Oh, man. That is... Why is the ward there? That is like... Okay, that is so... No, don't ever do this. Ever. I'm sorry. I'm flaming right now. But, like, why would you put an observer there against a bounty hunter? You know it's going to be sentry wars in this whole area. You have to do one of the side ones.
Oh, they do
no
get
way
that,
that goes well.
This is going to be a pretty nice rotation. They're going to be able to kill off 747 again in the mid lane, and Kenji just bottling through. He's going to be able to walk away from this one over and over again. They're going to bring in now the Beastmaster. Jenkins in a ton of trouble as they're going to chase him down. They pop the dust, but he's not invis right now, so isn't going to get that movement slow, and instead they are going to end up being able to back out. My God. That is really a difficult start at this point, as this Tinker is already off to a huge lead.
Yeah, not only is it Matthew on the bounty hunter just hanging around here, but Bang too, right? I mean, he's just jungling away, still almost level 4. We're going to have to be waiting for Zizzy. So many of their games, I find that they put a lot of pressure onto Zizzy, either being in a Storm Spirit up here in the safe lane. Like, a lot of times he does get that space to get the farm, but sometimes they have difficulty transitioning that into actual like objectives and fights won coming into that mid game because they seem to be a little bit behind. So we'll see a lot of pressure on this game. Get that Shadow Blade up and get roaming around this map.
And you see Pandango here also might end up going down the... Ooh, laser from afar! 1 HP! They get the dust, slowing him down! Oh my God! Matthew might end up going down here. Oh, the Orb of Venom. Why was it not fully there? That would have ended up being a kill, but he is going to be able to walk right back into him, possibly going to go down. No, they're going to be able to get away for the moment. The turn and... Oh, God, that was close.
Jeez. Easy gaming. They're trying to like guard him. None of that really matters. Newsham just going home for some mana here. All right, well, looks like the push might just come in on the bottom lane. Bag coming on out. He's got some illusions, some boars, get himself some booties.
It's good to go. I mean, you do still have a Slark that's been having complete and total free farm up in the top lane, and he is going to go for the Midas. I still think that they're going to be able to, like, they're getting their levels. Oh god, 747. He's in a little bit of trouble. There's going to be the catch again, and does look like he's going to be able to walk away for the moment, but you can't come back to lane now. I mean, he's got the laser if he needs to use it.
Yeah, and the fact that his lane's just gone so unbelievably well, he already has 2 points into the March of the Machines. Didn't have to go for rockets and laser, like, fully out.
Yeah.
Really gonna increase his farm into that Boots of Travel. And there goes that tower. Easy push. No real early D push unless the Winter Wyvern actually makes that rotation. Plus, Pandago's only level 2 because he's been camping top and nothing's been happening. They're not giving him any opportunity to actually make use of this hero.
I mean, it's pretty absurd, and you look at the lineup, like, it's a Beastmaster, so normally you're going to think you're going to push, but they also have this Bounty Hunter, so he's getting the levels that he needs. He's going to be level 6 relatively shortly. Like, they've got the Tinker that's coming online. This is the point where InFamous need to be able to make stuff happen. They've got a Roaming Doom, they got a Nature's Prophet that can TP globally, and they're not finding anything. And going to end up being able to pick up that Bounty Rune, but they're stalking Matthew, or rather Newsham. And if they're not careful, he could end up going down again. The lone bright spot right now is this Slark. And he is going to be able to do stuff with this Midas, but they need to make sure they don't lose too many towers first.
Yeah, I haven't been watching bottom. What's up with Grady's last hits? I'm not sure why he's only at 38. I feel like he's also had a pretty free lane. Maybe the Prophet... I suppose they've been rotating those supports mid quite a bit in between the Bounty and the Beastmaster, so perhaps Witch Doctor's having too much trouble with the Nature's Prophet, but... should be able to pick things up here now and try and catch back up to that Slark. And it's going well. He went for the Midas. He knows he's got to carry.
Yeah. I mean, that is one thing, is that they're set up to do the things that they need to do, just that Slark can't really be a factor in this. So if InFamous play this right, they need to come up here to this top tower and try and take over the jungle of Zizzy. And if they're capable of making that happen, which you can see already, the Beastmaster is starting to roam up here, then I think that they're going to be in a good spot. They're going to rotate in, and maybe you're going to be able to kill off Bang. They do catch there on the Sprout, but he eats to the other side, and now with the rotation, they actually need to back out. Might be in a little bit of trouble. No, it doesn't have 6 on the Witch Doctor, so they're fine.
Yeah, for now... usually it's like the dire side teams that you kind of see doing this style, but they'll have to play pretty reactionary. You know, you got a Tinker who's trying to get bots, which he just did, so that's good. But now he needs like his Blink Dagger and then Soul Ring, you know, all that jazz. And at the same time, you have a Spectre, and she can haunt in for the fights, but generally you're thinking about like Queen of Pains and Pox setting up these fights. There's no one really to do that. There's like Roar, a Bounty Hunter, and a Witch Doctor, and so you're gonna be fighting a lot of these fights like 3-on-4, I'd say, because. Unless they're all there. Well, that's good, though. The solo picks and then just the rehaunt.
Yeah,
nice.
Right back to it. He's doing what he's doing. I mean, they were stalking him the whole time with the bounty there, and that goes to show how powerful this combination can be. They are going to end up spotting out Zizzy here, and he's relatively low. Might be in a little bit of trouble if they decide to go on this, but there's going to be the Winter Wyvern. They missed the pounce, unfortunately, and that should mean that they're going to be able to get out of there. The Spectre not really in too much trouble.
Yeah, so now, what are we, like 8 minutes in, you're 1,500 net worth up, and you have a Tinker and a Spectre on your team. I think you're pretty damn happy right now. Like, you're okay if this laning phase goes a little bit in favor of your opponents, right?
Yeah.
But instead, they are just cruising.
So what is the way back into it? I guess just keeping on getting the Slark, the farm. Doom. They are going to... Doom as well, yeah. Doom's a pretty good hero.
Get 6, buy Tome, Doom someone, win game.
I mean, I guess the other thing is that if they keep on fighting in little skirmishes like this, Bounty Hunter is always going to come out on top. Roar is not up as of yet for the Beastmaster, but they're thinking about diving for this, cutting down trees, helping out the community challenge, but there's going to be the Blade coming out onto Zizzy. He does have a pounce available as well as his ultimate if they need to go for it, but they're going to TP in a couple of heroes. Matthew needs to escape, and he is not quite in vision as of yet, but there's going to be the Dream Coil already dropped down and only hit onto 1, and Kingdom is going to end up trying to get out of here for this, but a lot of damage coming in as the axes as well as that missiles. Kenji is going to go back home. Man, they are doing a ton of damage, though.
Yeah, at least they didn't lose anyone. I kind of like what happened there. They threw the Dream Coil and they understood, all right, we're not going to win this. Just back up. They dust. They kill the Bounty Hunter. So still a slight win. We'll see. There's no real like push pressure. So you win this fight from Infamous, but without all the kills, without them all being dead, you still don't feel that comfortable just pushing into the tower. Like still not level 6 on the Beastmaster, no Necro books or anything quite yet. Your other heroes are a Bounty and a Witch Doctor, and in that case, that should leave the farming open for Zizzy for a pretty long time. And as well, he also knows about these wards. Like, that's one pretty huge benefit, right? He's always going to know if his jungle is being watched.
Well, it was a little bit weird. That's part of the reason why I like this ward placement is because you don't necessarily know if you've already aggroed those creeps. So I think that's part of the reason. Did he ping it out when that happened? That it was there or no?
No, I didn't see him ping anything out, but
Okay.
depending on like when you just walk on in or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. And Bounty Hunter is about to be able to get level 6 now. Thinking about going in on Zizzy and says just going to take one of those creeps, gets level 6, and heads on out of there. The Dark Pack being able to take it off, though, that's one nice part about this as well for the Slark, is that you don't necessarily want to have to track him. It's probably going to be those other heroes that you want to get instead.
Yeah, it looks like they did spot out that ward too. Pandago with a nice one there. So that's all taken care of. And try and keep their net worth a little bit close here. Susie, though, obviously still in a bit of trouble. 0-3-1. And tied up with a Jungle Beastmaster currently. Not going to be a Veil Puck this game, I don't think. They need that Blink Dagger. Try and get active. If you don't buy it now, you don't really know if you're going to have a chance to even get it at some point. So it could be very difficult to make those game-winning plays. And they're going to bring in the Doom. He's got it. The level 6. I don't think they could kill Greedy, though.
Yeah,
Maybe with the Prophet. What's his damage? Phase drums.
He does have his ulti, too, so there's that potential. Looks like they're going to go in for it, and there's the stomp. Nice catch. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage, but the puck is going to come in, and that's what they needed. The puck gets that one, a really huge kill, and it's going to accelerate him towards his Blink Dagger.
Man, that is a lot of quick damage with that stomp, too. Just holding them in place. All the right clicks of Scorched Earth. Good stuff, good stuff.
I've been liking these types of plays also coming out from Dooms every now and then, is going like the Blink War Stomp build, because then you have like a really nice form of initiation. Zizzy a little far forward here, might be in trouble, is going to end up going into that Shadow form, and they realize that he's still there. There's the TP away, and they're not going to end up chasing him. So Slark out of there and fine to go.
Yeah, so he's almost in the Shadow Blade. Should be up by the time Doom's back, and they can make a nice rotation then. But Pandango.
Oh, Haunt in, also going to be able to find him, and that's going to be a track kill very easy. And another one goes back the other way as Nushim is going to get caught out for a moment. The stun is going to bounce back to him again. The Witch Doctor ultimate, the bounces are always there, and Zizzy now is also going to start to drop. They do end up being able to kill off the Witch Doctor. Greedy taking a good amount of damage as well, trying to turn on to 747. Hasn't been able to do it as of yet, and it looks like with the Nature's Prophet in here, they're not going to be able to keep it up. Zizzy is just going to take some damage here from the March of Machines. They track the Nature's Prophet. Haven't been able to catch the Slark as of yet. But man, the combo of track with those lasers is just so good. Matthew drops down again. So they do get one for their troubles, but that's still a lot of gold going the way of Infamous.
Track Dota, man. Oh my, 858 gold. What a hero. That is so ridiculous. And he dies, and he still comes out that far ahead. That is so absurd. So he's going to start building into that mechanism. Top lane, Kenji potentially in trouble, but there's just no Doom, so unfortunate. 15 seconds away. Might have had something for himself there.
I mean, look at how much farm the Tinker has right now. He has Bots, Blink, Soul Ring, Null Tally, and Bottle at 13 minutes. Like, he is so farmed. And this is like the point in the game where they don't have anything to answer him, really. I mean, you're seeing that the Slark is ended up going into Shadow Blade, but how do you keep him in line? Your Puck doesn't have the Blink Dagger as of yet, is about to be able to, but I'm really concerned about their capabilities as Pandango almost dies there to the Shuriken from afar. This is such a hard game now from Team Kingdom.
Yeah, time to get active, man. Gotta use this Doom. It's gotta go extremely well. Susie. They're gonna have to make a pretty big smoke play, perhaps. Who's the big target? I suppose it'd be Greedy. As long as you're all together as 5, you can't just like haunt away or anything.
Yeah. That's definitely what they need to do. Unfortunately, the last time they were able to get that initiation, it was with an Invis rune, and he needs to get some other form of initiation item if they're ever really going to be able to make that work, which just seems like it's going to be very difficult. Nature's Prophet's going to end up going back for the Maelstrom at this stage. That's kind of the de facto build that we've seen. Occasionally, you still see the Aghanim Scepters, but it's usually after the fact. And so he is going to be able to fight, but doesn't provide a whole lot to his team outside of those drum charges and, of course, just his natural presence.
Yeah, Zizzy finally coming in here. Not too much to stop him.
Well, he goes on to Excel. That's going to be a kill, quick and easy. Meanwhile, Bang going to end up trying to TP away from here for the moment they get the Sprout. Do they have the ability to break this? I think that they actually can escape. Oh, no, he's in a ton of trouble. Pandango might end up going down himself. They do decide to haunt in, and that's going to be one kill going their way, and then they jump away. Afterwards, there's going to be the jump forward. Zizzy dropping low, but not dead. On the other side, Jenkins is very low as well, and it looks like they are going to chase after him, and there's going to be the laser. They find the kill with the track. Nicely played.
Yeah, I really like that. The whole plan was basically, all right, if you get a good roar, we're gonna haunt. Like, we'll all come in as long as you can pull something out as he's juking through the trees, and so he gets it done. Turns that one around, and it's again 600 gold and another 800 to this bounty hunter.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so hard for them to take these fights now too.
Well, and
Like,
it
they're not
really
building
shows.
them back either.
You were talking earlier about the fact that Bounty Hunters had such a bad record in this patch, and I think that it's mainly because it's always either first picked or banned, and so you can just sort of deal with it throughout the early course of the game. But taking this Winter Wyvern pick, I felt like it locked them into a style where they couldn't punish that bounty, and he was able to pretty freely get level 6. Since then, it's been basically the Bounty Hunter show, and now, like, if he gets a track off, he has a 375 damage magical nuke on multiple targets. It's so much damage.
Yeah, these last tier 1s for the Dire might be a pretty good spot for them to fight. You can imagine the initiation range from like Fog and stuff pretty low, and you know they're going to be coming in for these now.
Haunt back up in 50 seconds, and it looks like they might use that as their time to try and take a big fight. It could be a little bit scary if they go before then, and I kind of think it'd be worth it for Kingdom to maybe take this one themselves. There's going to be the jump forward. They get the silence, and looks like they're going to be able to walk away for the moment. Witch Doctor ultimate goes on Anushim, is going to end up going down. They kill off him, but they lose the Witch Doctor, and the track is out as well. Bang, very low. They need to get him away, but not going to be able to do it. Jenkins finds a kill on the other side. Kenji ends up being able to kill off the Slark. Oh, greedy. Winter's Curse is down. They are able to take down the Tinker with the jump forward from 747, but maybe a little bit too far forward himself. They get the track damage as well as the catch from Greedy, and that's going to be the kill. Well played for InFamous. 4 dead. They did lose their Tinker, but I think that's well worth it.
Yeah, and then you think, oh, how many tracks do we get off? Oh, well, enough to get 820 more gold. So he just picks up a casual gem. Just, you know, for shits and giggles, I suppose, at this point. You'd think that would have went so well. Like, the 2-man coil, but no way to stop the Death Ward was certainly an issue. As that thing just went to town on Nushim as he got roared up there.
And that was without Haunt. Like, Greedy just ran in, and he's almost got his Radiance at this stage. They just lose the tier 2 tower, or tier 1 tower as it gets denied. And at this point in the game, it feels like they're fighting such an uphill battle. And Nature's Prophet actually went back for the Midas, and now he's going to go into the Orchid. So, feeling like they need to take this later stages.
Oh. Kind of an interesting Orchid game.
Bounce is going to be able to catch, and Zizzy finds the kill. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Look at that play. Matthew jumps in, able to kill off Jenkins here with the help, and they do doom Greedy for the moment. That's also going to be Kenji dropping fairly low. Another Shuriken bounce. A lot of damage, but Nushim is going to be regenning through this. So they're not going to be able to find the kill, and that just means that Doom is on cooldown now. Another track has been dropped. Kenji in a little bit of trouble, is going to get caught now, and there's going to be the Dagon coming out. It's not nearly enough damage, but look at the kills coming in. The track bounces as well as the damage from Greedy is going to be enough, and Zizzy is going to go down as well. Mega kill streak for the Spectre. 4 dead. Oh, man, it cost them big to get that Tinker. They're trying to chase down the Courier. Oh.
That's depressing.
Look at the gold swing.
Yeah, Matthew has done so much this game, honestly. He just got another 2k gold. This is some serious. He's 6-2 and 12. He totally set up that fight. He just non-stop staying, lurking, using his aura from the mech, using the active as well, keeping everyone healthy, throwing out tracks, throwing out these nukes.
Spec has 5,000 gold right now. This is becoming rapidly just a huge issue, and all of the heroes for InFamous are just so freaking stacked up with what they're got. I mean, this is actually, it's just going to be a 20-minute Radiance. that's going to be coming out from the Spectre, and we'll have it right around the same time that Haunt comes out. My God. Spectre Bounty Hunter with the Tinker. Good heroes.
And they have nothing to deal with this right now. Like, in terms of the mischance for Zizzy, it's always going to be impacting him. He doesn't really want to be purchasing into a BKB. You know, more apt for a Scotty, or something like that. to get a couple more stats onto himself. And this Orchid from Jenkins, I'm not sure about this. I'm not certain if it's like trying to cancel the channeling on the Witch Doctor as well as like when the Tinker blinks back in, but I guess you're kind of looking at it as like maybe a budget scythe and some way to try and control up this Tinker too, because there's no way you're ever going to afford that.
Yeah, I would agree. It does sort of, though, harken back to what you were saying right at the start of this draft, which is that InFamous just have such great vision that I don't know if Jenkins is ever going to be able to find that initiation with the Orchid himself. Like, they're constantly there with the Beastmaster, with the Bounty Hunter track. They're setting up these kills, and it just feels like Kingdom is constantly on the back foot, which to me, you can't really play Orchid Nature's Prophet from there because you're just going to get jumped on, and you know Shuriken comes out as well as a Haunt, and they're just freaking dead.
Next on the list here, possibly Roshan for the Radiant side. Should be pretty easy with all the vision they have. They got plenty of auras to do it too. You don't need like mega Roshan heroes or anything like that. They can do it sometime with the Spectre, but it's also not like a big concern. They can just kind of farm up. Let the Tinker get into his second core item here as he's still sitting on just Blink and Dagon 1. Not opting for the recipes right away. Not sure if he wants to go that route.
Oh, Slark has a gem. He just misses Matthew there as well. Oh, that would have been really key if they would have caught that. But unfortunately, they did not. And now Dagon level 3 up on this Tinker. They are going to be able to start the fight off on the other side. A lot of damage coming out. Jenkins is in trouble. That's going to be the Radiant Spurt. 747 goes down as well. 2 instantaneously, and also going to end up losing that Winter Wyvern. Oh my God, that could have changed so quickly, but another kill. Kenji jumps forward and finds it. Oh my God.
Alright, and suddenly there were just heroes. Early Blink Dagger from Bang. I wonder if that was not shown until now. I hadn't quite spotted it myself, but great time to pick it up, right? Not going for the extra levels into the Necronomicon.
This is absurd. And again, I don't know if this was necessarily misplays, except you could say in the early stages probably for Kingdom there were a couple of misplays in lane, which led to this, but it was mainly, I feel like, a draft that was just, again, really well executed by InFamous. They knew what they needed in it, and they're capable of finding it. That to me, it felt like if there was ever a point where Kingdom fell behind, they were basically going to lose like this, and that's basically what happened.
Yeah, you're certainly hoping a Puck versus Tinker goes a little bit better, but with all that help he got from Matthew, as Jenkins is cliff jungling near a Hawk.
This is a problem.
That's a problem. Yeah, this is certainly an
God.
issue.
Well, another track kill.
Nowhere you're safe. Can't even cliff jungle these days.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's just a casual pipe after my Greaves. 22 minutes. Oh, holy shit, that's a farm bounty hunter. He's 2k behind the Radiant Spectre.
Yeah.
Unreal.
I mean, Matthew's showing why this hero was previously getting banned very, very often. Like
23 out of 24 kills. He's been there.
And I think it really harkens back again to the fact that if you first pick Bounty Hunter, there's a lot of answers to it. But if it's capable of getting through the draft, even to the second stage after you pick the couple of heroes that can't punish it, you end up losing the game, basically. There's not a whole lot that they could have done after their opening of the Doom Wyvern.
Well, I'm surprised they haven't called it. I gotta say, I thought they were going to after they all get white bottom. Let's say they're going for one last hurrah. If they can just start like picking off that Bounty Hunter or this Tinker over and over, either one, because he's been pretty greedy in his rotation still from Matthew. Like, oh wow, is this gonna work? Yeah, okay, yeah, this is gonna work. Yeah, he hits kind of hard.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage, and they are just going to end up realitying in over here. That actually might have been a little bit too far forward. Greedy in a little bit of trouble is going to try and see if he can kill off 747. Jumps forward, but there's going to be the Dagon Tinker, and now Zizzy in trouble as well. He gets ran down. My God, the damage is real. That is so absurd.
Yeah, and that's the gem too.
Oh, wow.
Dagon 5. All right, we're just going straight into it. Who needs that Yules or Scythe? I mean, really, he really doesn't. Like, we already know they're lacking so much control that they went for this Orchid that's still not done quite yet from the Prophet, so it's not too much counter control needed from InFamous.
And I mean, again, you look at the heroes that they've got. You can TP in on all of these guys. You've got the Beastmaster Boar and everything. You just jump forward and kill off the Wyvern because that's a thing. And 15,000 net worth on the Tinker, 14,000 on the Spectre. It doesn't feel like it's ever going to stop.
No, like again, this is a lineup that you're still comfortable being behind with at 25 minutes, honestly. And you can think of all these ways you can come back and the split push and everything, but they are just miles and miles ahead. That is a very pitched graph there.
Oh, God. And there's the roar onto Newsham as well. Going to be able to just 1-2 is all it takes. They get the Doom onto Greedy, but I don't know if he actually even cares. They don't end up being able to get out the other side. They have caught him for the moment, but my God, an explosion of damage. Kenji comes out a second Dagon, and that's going to end up being GG well played. Oh my goodness gracious. Whew. Well, think they're going to ban Bounty Hunter?
Or at least have it in their minds. In terms of like that mid lane, because that was pretty good. Definitely, man, Matthew, he played out of his mind this game. Like, not even just to give all the credit to being a very powerful hero and everything like that. His rotations were so spot on. Like mid lane, bottom lane, mid lane, just always making stuff happen wherever he showed up. And then that whole mid game itself, where he's roaming around setting up this great vision for the Han-ins, and then of course the boots of travel from the Tinker. This draft, it can go a little bit later and do well, but that early snowball potential, he really saw what can happen here, despite it being like Spectre, Tinker, traditionally later heroes.
Yeah.
If you play it good enough, damn.
Well, and I guess it just goes to show that you shouldn't, talk crap to Matthew at the start of the game. That's what it comes down to, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, well, we're going to be back in just a second with game number 2 here. InFamous facing off against Kingdom Dota. We'll be back in just a second. See you guys then. Again, Lyrical Dota, MotPax. Follow us on Twitter, but make sure you continue to follow the tournament as well.